ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to race number 2 of our F122 MyTeam series. And today we're doing the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. It's my first time driving this track properly, so I'm a little bit concerned about what's going to happen. I'm not brilliant around here. I did a little, I would say a little practice race, and I didn't do the best. I did struggle slightly and I did put the car in a wall. But all you can do is do your best. And as you can see in the background right now, we're doing a few upgrades. We're going to see if we can put the Rush on, but realise we don't actually have a Spec 2. So we're going to put the Standard on. Be done in time, hopefully, for the Italian Grand Prix, which is Imola, where we get our first sprint race. I believe, anyway. And now we're having a look at the engine power. Let's see what the engine power can give us, really. Do we have any, like, upgrades that will help us? We're going to go with the minor engine power upgrade there on the ignition system. Gearbox and chassis and stuff, we're not really sure what we need, but I'm probably going to go with a chassis. As you can see, we're pressing on it now. Would go on time for the new layout of Australia, which I'm looking forward to driving in this car, to be honest with you. I kind of am enjoying this car. It drives very well, and it's a very flowing vehicle to be in charge of. So I'm kind of looking forward to this. But as you can see, first of all, we have our first Pirelli hot lap to do. And it's going to be in the McLaren. And it's going to be based around Saudi Arabia on an average speed test. Let's see what we can do as we put a new component on. Let's see if we've got a pace to get through here. As you can see, 98 mile an hour average speed gets us 1,000 acclaim and 100 grand in the budget. So let's go for that. Let's see if we can do it. As you can see, we're gearing up for 5 red lights in the Pirelli hot lap. Now this car's a lot different to drive than obviously the F1 car. Brakes, you have to brake a lot earlier. As you can see, we got that completely wrong. Get on the throttle too early, lose the back end. There's literally no downforce, no grip in these cars. As you can see, I'm struggling to get any sort of traction down. But we're still trying our best, and ignore the wall tap at the end there. But I'm kind of trying to use all the track and all the momentum as we do a 97.86, so close with the first run. But we do get 3 runs, so let's see if we can improve. Now we're going again. Down into the left-hander again. Can we get the braking right? Realised I had to brake a lot earlier than I did the first time around. And then feather the throttle, which you can see we're doing, but we're still getting a lot of understeer. Which means we didn't get straightened up enough. And now you can see we're just struggling to put the power down. Powering through the corner, same bounce off the wall. And that one was about the same, I think. 97.28, just a little bit less. Now is our final attempt. Can we clutch up and get the 98 mile an hour target to get what we need for a claim? As you can see, just feathering the car through this corner, trying to straighten up earlier. Short shift as well. As you can see, that's helped us straighten up the car a lot earlier. Now we're coming around the right hander. Let's see if we can do enough. We're going to bounce off the wall again. We go 98.91, I think that was. But what's that going to average to? And as you can see, we've averaged the gold. And we've achieved it, 98.29. And we get the best rewards we can from that. Brilliant from us. Now you can see practice program. Now the reason I've left that in for this race, you're just going to see the result in the future weeks, is you can see in a minute what happens. We try the 50% a few times. You can see this is attempt number 1 on the 50. And that one passed, so that's good. Attempt number 2 on the 50. Fail. So that's failure number 1. Attempt number 3. Fail again. So that's failure number 2. We're going to go for it again. Can we do it again? No, failure number 3. Now we're trying again. Failure number 4. Attempt it one more time. And there's a pass. Yay. Finally got a pass there. So we're going to attempt it again. Failure number 5. And one more attempt here. Can we do it? Failure number 6. I don't really know what's going on. You can see we're failing all the 50%. We've got 2 out of 6 so far. Now we're going to attempt another, see if we can get this. And that's another failure. That's 7 failures. And that's 8 failures. Let's go for another attempt. Can we do it? 9 failures. We had a total of 9 failures on the 50% chances. How is that 50%? That's nowhere near 50%. That's completely wrong. So I'm not very happy about that. 50% means absolutely nothing, apparently. It just means you're going to fail all of them. But yeah, is what it is. 9 failures in the R&D program, but in the future I'll just let you see the page you just saw a second ago for the result. But yeah, not very happy at all. But let's get into the Grand Prix qualifying here for Saudi Arabia here in Jeddah, and we've got a fault.
We've got a bit of a situation at the moment. Seems like something's off with the fuel injection system. We're looking into it, but we're going to be out of action for a few minutes.
So we had a little fault there, as you can see now, coming out on an outlap, and I left this bit in so you guys can see what the AI are like, and you can also see a DRS failure, which is not helpful.
DRS will be offline. There's a fault with the rear wing system. Stay out. We can work on a fix remotely.
Now, I didn't want to do my lap anywhere near the AI, so look, I moved to the left, let them go. And then Albon brakes, and then Russell tries to take me out. Then I'm sat behind Russell expecting him to go. Doesn't go, so Russell sat there. Then Leclerc comes in behind us. So we realise at this point we have to accelerate. And then you'll notice that they accelerate with me, and they try and keep up with me. So I'm kind of stuck now doing a lap with a load of cars behind me. But you can see we're starting our lap now. Coming into the first 2 turns. Can we do just enough to get good traction out? Yes, we can. It was a lovely apex on both corners there, and now we're coming down into the little windy section. If you get this right, it's beautiful, and we did get the first part right. The understeer though through the second part. Now can we nail it through here? Good little kiss of the apex through both of those first parts. Still going nicely through here. Lovely run, perfectly within the track limits. That's a nice couple of corners there put together. Now we're coming down. We're 6 tenths up on Latifi's lap at the moment, which is brilliant news because our car shouldn't be near the Williams. Now, oh, a bit of a wiggle out of that corner. Nearly lost it into the wall, but kept it out of the barrier. Now into the right-hander here. Can we get the flow in right? And we get on the traction too early, and we're in the wall.
Wow, that was
we're in the wall.
Let me know you're okay.
That is an annoying accident. As you can see on the replay now, we were just coming around, minding our own business. We felt like everything was fine, but then the car just kicked out on us, and we go into the barrier, and that's the end of our qualifying. We're starting last. Last place on the grid. Not a lot we can do about it. And, yeah, I guess we just have to accept it and then go forward in the race. Very frustrating qualifying for us. And, yeah, you can see it's going to be the usual suspects at the front. And, yeah, let's see what we can do, really.
So
we got nothing to lose at all.
Jeddah, one of the biggest cities in Saudi Arabia, second only to Riyadh, gateway to Mecca, and one of the biggest ports in the region. And now, host to the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. So let's take a look at the topographical map of the Jeddah Street Circuit. As you can see, a number of challenging corners for the drivers to master here. We'll see just how much the teams have benefited from their time spent in practice this weekend. And like many street circuits, this track has the potential to punish drivers that get it wrong. Let's hope we avoid any safety cars today. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. A fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday, and it's put him on pole, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Perez, George Russell, and Hamilton. Fernando Alonso, Bottas, Ocon, and Lando Norris. Tsunoda, Magnussen, Mick Schumacher, and Vettel. Ricciardo, Joe, Alex Albon, and Liam Lawson. Stroll, Latifi, Gasly, and Buchan. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway.
As you can see, we're starting from the rear of the field, as Anthony Davidson is going to talk about some pointless stuff right now, but we're just going to talk over him and mention right now there are no proper replay cameras in this episode. I completely had issues trying to get the replay from the full race, so there's none of that for this race. There's nothing I can do about it, but we can just go on as we can, do what we can for this episode, but then the replay cameras will be back for the next race. But let's just settle down, enjoy my POV, and hope for the best in this Grand Prix. As you can see, we're taking out some fuel. It's going to be a medium to hard strategy, pitting at lap 11-ish. So let's see what we can do. See if we can compete with the fast runners. See if we compete with the midfield. See if we can just beat somebody, really. As you can see, we've got the formation lap, and we're warming up the tyres beautifully. I love this new feature. It's such a cool thing to have. As we line ourselves up, purple on the grid. Gasly lines up beside us. Let's gear up to the 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's go, go, go here for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix here in Jeddah. We get an amazing launch off the line from 22nd on the grid. We're already up into 18th place right now. 19th, 17th, we're all over the place right now. Can we go around the outside of the Aston Martin? Yes, we can. We're into 16th place. What an impressive start from us there. Our car's got amazing launch, and we're all over the back of Schumacher already. Can we make a move on the Haas driver? Here on lap 1 is our only chance. Liam Lawson's in front of us as well. Liam Lawson's currently running around in 13th place. Very good start from our teammate as well. So both SFM Racing Team cars got off the line amazingly. So that is brilliant. Brilliant news for the team and for the rest of the season, really. If we've got really good starts like that, that's going to help us move forward. As you can see, we're trying to get on the throttle early. Get it slightly wrong there. Schumacher is our next target, and we're still sat in there. We don't lose it through here this time, but we do get slightly close to the wall, but just about keep it away from hitting it. But very, very good start. We've got Latifi right behind us, trying to make a move as well, actually, as things stand. Latifi's trying to go down the inside of us. We're trying not to give him too much space, hold it around the outside, and just about keep Nicholas Latifi behind. Here's a little replay of what happened. He tried to go down the inside, there wasn't enough room, and he bounced off the wall and hit the Aston Martin of Vettel. But for now, we hold P16. Very, very good start. Let's see if we can now close the gap on Schumacher, Guan Yu Zhou, and our teammate Liam Lawson, who are the 3 cars just up the road in front of us. They're probably going to battle quite hard. You can see they're side by side up front there, Liam Lawson and Zhou. As Liam breaks late, I think, locked up slightly, and now Schumacher's trying to challenge, but Guan Yu Zhou gets past Liam Lawson, and it's now a battle. As you can see, a replay here. Guan Yu Zhou went around the outside of Liam after he heavily got on the brakes and just messed up, and that is it. But no, I thought that would be it, but they're battling side by side. As you can see, I had to go off the track there to avoid hitting the wall, and I had to force Schumacher out my way to come back onto the track. As our engineer says, that's a brilliant overtake, but I'm not so sure about that. As you can see, we cut the corner here, and that was all in preparation to do what we're about to do into the next corner. As you can see, off the throttle, off the brakes, freewheeling, letting Mick back in front of us because we didn't like that move. We thought it was completely against all the rules, and we're back down into 16th. Let's see if we can actually make a clean overtake. As you can see, we are pushing as hard as possible. We haven't got much more pace in this car, to be honest with you. We're having to drive it like a madman. As you can see, Guan Yu Zhou and Liam Lawson going side by side up front again, but now Sebastian Vettel trying to go down the inside of us. We give him a little bit of space, and Liam Lawson gets past there, and we just about hold our position. But now we've got the slipstream on Mick Schumacher. As you can tell, I'm struggling to speak. I'm not feeling very well, so my voice isn't working very brilliantly at the moment. So if this isn't fantastic, I'm very sorry, guys. I am trying my very best. There might be a gap of a few days between some episodes coming up soon, but I'll try and post whenever I can. But at the moment, I'm not feeling fantastic, if I'm completely honest with you. I'm having to pause recording every now and again to cough, and I just don't feel good. But we'll try our best. We'll try and get as many videos out as I can while I've still got a voice, even though it's not great. But whilst my voice is still relatively okay, I'll try my best. But yeah, it might be a few day gap in between a couple of videos, that is all. So don't think that anything's stopped, because yes, I know my series has got a habit of that on my channel. As you can see, a yellow flag has come out, and I think it's for Mick Schumacher. I think he's had a moment. Yes, he did. He got on the throttle too early, and as you can see, just underneath the bridges there, he got slightly wrong, and big mistake from Mick. But as I was saying, yes, I'm going to do my best, guys, but there might be a few day gap. But now down in to turn 1, as you can see, Liam Lawson's trying to make a move back on Guan Yu Zhou. down the inside. Joe's trying to hold it so he gets the inside line for the next corner. And it looks like he might get it right, as now we're trying to pass Liam. We thought about a move there on Liam because he was all over the place. But we're sitting behind him for the moment. And Guan Yu Zhou holds the position over Liam Lawson. And we're just trying to keep on the throttle through here. See what we can do. And yeah, just stay near these two really. That's the main objective, as we go slightly wide there, but you can get away with it. And we just continue now. Pit stop information. We're trying to find out when we're pitting.
Alright, we'll be doing one more stop today. One stop left in this strategy. Your pit window opens in 5 laps time. 5 laps.
So we're pitting in 5 laps. As you can see, Zhou and Lawson going side by side once again. These two are having a lovely battle between the two rookies. And we're just seeing if we can get involved now. Guan Yu Zhou was out of position because of our teammate attacking him, but there was not quite enough room for us to throw it down the inside. So we're just going to sit behind for the moment and just see if we can bide our time and find an overtake on Zhou at some point. Might be possible, but I don't know, as Liam Lawson's now looks like he's got the position. So let's see if we can pressure Guan Yu Zhou so that he can't come back at Liam Lawson, so Liam can get away. That is the plan. And now you can see we're already trying that. We're trying to send him defensive, making sure he goes defensive so he can't attack our teammate anymore. That is the plan at this point. You can see he's got the ERS wide open, trying to make him have to go defensive into the next corner. As we're now pretty close to him, we're going to go maybe for a move down the inside, heavy braking, and just about keep it within the track limits. And we make the move on Guan Yu Zhou, and Liam now has managed to gap by 1.3 seconds, which was perfect. So now Liam Lawson has managed to get away as Guan Yu Zhou is trying to come back at us. We're going to give him the outside. We're going to show him the outside line. Brake heavy on the apex. Turn the car. And that is lovely. As you can see now, we go on to lap 7. Next target for us is Liam Lawson. So if we can pass Lawson somewhere that he doesn't lose too much time, that'll be perfect. But Guan Yu Zhou has dropped outside of DRS zone of us, which is absolutely perfect for ourselves as a team. But I said that actually. I've just noticed he's closed the gap again. So let's hope he doesn't get any closer.
Liam's ahead of you. Okay, the gap is less than a second. They're on old mediums. Zhu behind. Okay, so the gap to the car behind is 1.1 seconds. They're on old mediums. You've got 4 laps until your pit window opens. 19 laps to go.
Quick update there from the engineer, the race engineer. I think he's called Mark, but I've been calling him the new Jeff. But as you can see now, we've got good slipstream now. We've got the DRS activated, trying to go down the inside of Liam, but he holds it nicely. Can't make the move yet. Liam Lawson is still in front of us. He's still the lead driver in the team, as you can see. That was a massive moment for us there. Very good catch. Now, let's see if we can actually do something about Lawson. He's just holding us up at this point. We're going to have to make a move sometime soon. We're here on lap 8. Getting a great tow now. Not using any ERS, but we're getting an amazing tow. Trying to run around the outside. Nope, going to go for the cutback move. Try not to hit the back of him. And we should be able to make this stick. We got the ERS, well, not even using ERS to be fair, we got the DRS open as we go for the move on Joe, and we're, Lawson, and now we're in front of our teammates. So even if we happen to box and he chooses the same lap, we can now not be double stacked, which is perfect. That's why you want to always be in front of your teammate, because the AI will pit whenever, without any sort of due and care attention to when you're pitting. They're not the smartest. And it does my head in, if you're completely honest. As you can see now, we're into 13th position. Joe has passed Lawson somewhere. Don't know how he's managed that, but he has got past him. And yes, now we're closing the gap on Fernando Alonso, who's the next car up the road for us, who's in P12. We're in P13 as things stand, and we're going to dive in the pits at the end of this lap. As you can see, the traction we had into that hairpin there was beautiful. And we're going to use the DRS slightly, but then realise that we're going to have to box to slow down, turned it off, and into the pit lane with us. As you can see right now, coming into pits at 13th place, got a few cars in front of us. Hamilton, Bottas, Magnussen, all in the pits. Behind us, Alonso, Ricciardo. got a load of people on the left there just jumping up and down. Liam Lawson's got himself into 13th as things stand with all the pit stops. And we come out in P18. And let's just try and settle down into this race. See how far we can get ourselves up the field. And points, I don't know if they're on or not. From the first stint, they didn't look very likely. So we're just going to have to just try and beat a few drivers. Set ourselves up nicely. And yeah, just try not to embarrass ourselves really. I know the car's a bit of a handful to drive, but I'll be honest with you, I quite enjoyed driving it around this circuit. I felt like it glued to some corners. Yes, it's unpredictable, but I think that's a characteristic of this game. The cars can be very unpredictable at times. So yeah, there's not a lot you can do about that. It's just about getting used to the car. As you can see, very tight line there that you probably saw us taking the McLaren sports car in the Pirelli Hot Lap. And you can see in front of us, you've got Magnussen and Alonso battling side by side, which should slow themselves both down as our teammate now enters the pit. Lawson is in the pit lane with a couple other drivers as well. We are getting a bit closer to Magnussen and Alonso. As you can see, we're going to fly past Latifi and a couple of other drivers in the pit lane. Let's see what we can do. You can see these two in front of us side by side. We've got really nowhere to go. Alonso gets squeezed out wide there by Magnussen, which gives us a free opportunity just to sneak through as well, as Alonso tries to send it down the inside. So I didn't turn into the corner. I saw him coming, and he didn't go for the move in the end, but I wanted to be safe just in case he did. And now we've gone wide here. Not ideal. We're trying our best to stay within the track limits, as that was nearly a big moment there. Now Fernando Alonso is going to think about a move down the inside of us. As he does go for the move down the inside, we give him the space and he makes it stick. Lovely overtake from Fernando. Brilliant move from Alonso. So now we have to just settle down in behind him again and see if we can actually make an overtake. We've already passed him once. Can we pass him again? I'm not so sure. I feel like last time it was assisted by Magnussen. So it's all about, do we actually have the pace to battle with an Alpine as things stand? I think that's pretty unlikely. But as you can see, from our engine power of the Mercedes power unit is much better than the Renault power unit in the Alpine car that Alonso's driving. And it's all about just take to the advantage of your strengths of this car. Now this car is very good in a straight line. Now I've realised that because I've been upgrading the engine and I've been making sure that the power unit is not the worst. And you can see that we've got a very quick car in a straight line. Bit of slipstream, bit of ERS. And a bit of DRS as well there briefly. And now we're trying to run around the outside of Alonso. Can we hold it? Very nice overtake. He's still there though. He's still there. Let's see if we can get the traction and we make the move stick. P12. Good overtake down Fernando Alonso. Now can we close the gap on K-Mag? Kevin Magnussen, the next car up the road is Alonso. Goes for an overtake and then comes across, hits us. We are lucky not to be pit manoeuvred into a wall there. That was dangerous driving from Fernando, but we're just going to settle in behind him now because we know we've got the straight line speed and the DRS as well. As we can see, we're going to go for a move down the inside of Alonso, thinking about it, trying to straighten the car up, and he can't do much about it. We blocked past him. He had to get out of the throttle there and just hope for the best because we gave him nowhere to go. As you can see though, he's still with us. And we still got Magnussen up the road, who is about a second ahead. We got DRS because it's just less than a second when we got the DRS activation. As Alonso's now trying to go for a move down the inside. We're going to brake really late. And we run extremely wide. Alonso gets the position back. So we're down into P13 again. Can we come back at Alonso? Good move here. Slipstream. Are we going to use any ERS? Sorry, we got the DRS activated. We're going to try and go down the inside of Alonso again. Same move, slight bit of contact. He turns into me, not realising I was there. And that was a bit poor from Alonso on awareness. We know that he's a better driver than that. He's a two-time world champion. But yeah, he didn't pay attention to where I was on the track. And we had a little bit of a contact, but no hard feelings, no real serious damage. So we're just going to move on. I've got a little bit of wing damage, but nothing to worry about. Because wing damage on this game doesn't really affect you. It's completely real. As Alonso's now trying to run around the outside, we're making him have the outside line, trying to hug the inside, nothing he can do. We hold the inside line, slightly get wrong on the throttle. We know he's still roughly there, so we're trying to give him a lot of space. as we're being told to use our overtake button a lot more. But at the moment, we're in such a battle that I've not even been focused on that. As you can see, we got a highlight here of Sonoda. Sonoda's engine's gone blown up. It's given up the ghost. Sonoda's engine's given up. As you can see, Joe's out of the session, and we're getting a great slipstream on Magnussen. Are we going to go for the move?
Okay, watch your pace. We've been informed the safety car is out.
As we went for the move, the safety car has been deployed. So we couldn't make the overtake on K-Mag because the safety car came out. And you can see now a new feature in this game, which I love. The broadcast safety car, you can see it's looking at me right now in 11th place in the SFM Racing Team car. Charles Leclerc leads right now, Verstappen 2nd, Sainz 3rd, Perez 4th, Russell 5th, Hamilton 6th, Bottas 7th, Ocon 8th, Norris 9th, Kevin Magnussen 10th, ourselves 11th, Alonso 12th, Vettel 13th, Mick Schumacher 14th, Ricciardo 15th, Lawson 16th, Gasly 17th, Stroll 18th, Latifi 19th, and Alex Albon is rounding out the field here under safety car conditions. Very close race that we've been involved with from the start. We've had someone to battle with nearly every lap, so that is a good sign for us. We're flying above what the car should really be able to do. We're up in 11th, our teammate's in 16th, but maybe that's just our teammate's not very good. If we had a good teammate in that car, maybe it would be a bit further up the field, because the car does not feel that bad to drive. As you can see, lap 22 now. The safety car period is ending. We've got a very nice view here back onto Leclerc. I really like this new camera angle. I think it's really, really good, and this broadcast safety car stuff is brilliant to watch. As you can see now, we're taking back control of our car in a moment. And when are we going to go? Are we going to be able to make a move on anybody in front of us? It's all about biding our time. You see, we go a little bit wider than the rest of the cars. We're thinking it's gone green, and we realise it hasn't yet. So we're doing the Verstappen rule, which is not banned in this game. Banned in real life now, but it's not banned in this game. We thought about doing it. As Magnussen now goes into turn 1, he's got Lando right in front of him. He comes out in front of us. We're going down the inside of Lando. Slight contact there with Bottas, and we lose all the work we did there. But now we're trying to go around the outside of Esteban Ocon. We make the move stick. We're into P9. Next up is Lando Norris. Now, I don't know if we can get Lando. We've got a few laps remaining here, and we just go slightly wide. As we try, it looked like we had Ocon down our inside there, so we tried to use all the access road. But wow, right now we are dropping away from Lando. It's going to be amazing if we can get him, but it's going to be a tricky move, I think, because it doesn't look like we have the overall pace right now. We're going to have to burn ERS and just hope that we can get somewhere near Lando in front of us, as that was a lovely couple of corners there. Good on the throttle, no kick out. As you can see now, lap 25, final lap of the race. We are on the back of Norris. Can we overtake our fellow Brit? We've left Ocon and Alonso behind now. It's just a battle whether we're going to be 8th or 9th. As long as we keep it out the wall. Good corner there. Trying to come around the long sweeping right-hander. Not the easiest corner on the track. Now into the brilliant section. We bounced off the wall slightly. And now into the final few corners. This is our second to last DRS opportunity, if you don't include the pit straight. Just getting close enough now, and now come down the back straight. This is now or never. Can we make the move stick on Lando? We got the ERS being absolutely burned. DRS activate. Can we go around the outside? We go around the outside of him. Are we going to get it? And we do. But is Lando going to come back at us? We've still got ERS to burn to the line, and it looks like it's going to be a position of P8 in the SFM Racing Team car. First points for the team. Brilliant result. Couldn't have gone any better. What an overtake there down the back straight. It's got to be one of the most important overtakes I've made. And there we are, driver of the day. Brilliant performance.
A sterling effort from the team and a magnificent drive to secure victory here at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. What do you think it was today, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection. A shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
Ferrari are at it again. An excellent performance at today's Grand Prix, and they're certainly a team that know what they're doing out there. So let's review the drivers' standings. Charles Leclerc, currently leading the championship standings, extends his lead even further with this result. Well, after an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
I have to give it to Buchan. That was a commanding performance today. Very impressive indeed.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Ferrari continue to extend the gap at the top of the table. Meanwhile, good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
So, after all of that drama, we got P8. Brilliant result in the end. And wow, that was stressful. We knock our team up into P6 in the Constructors. That's brilliant news. You can see the reputation of myself is up to 3. Liam's up to 5. Team reputation has just jumped over to 3. Nearly actually closing in on 4. We had a damage deduction because obviously we had a broken wing. We also had the crash in qualifying. So yeah, not ideal. As you can see, we're just going to put on the components in the background. You can see we're not the worst team on the grid. We're actually better than Aston Martin and Williams. And the car definitely feels like it. So now we're just doing the final few things. Now, I will outro as that happens in the background. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. Like I said, there's going to be a couple days break. I'll try my best. But, yeah, we'll do what we can. I have been Chris12LFC. And I will see you later.